Hi, I'm Allie Rogers, and we are here at Championship Sunday of the Richmond Tour Series. And I'm here with Ben Danforth.
Hey, Allie. We're really excited to be here in Richmond for the contender and premier content this morning. The first match we're going to get into shortly is going to be our premier semifinals featuring Graham Showalter, that's Joel Graham and Peter John Showalter, playing, I believe, Dragons of the South, that is Chase Meyer and Nick Noguez. Allie, you want to talk a little bit about some of the matches you may have seen yesterday from Graham Showalter?
Yeah, absolutely. I was following them around throughout the day, and yeah, they got a lot of defensive touches, which, yeah, if you've watched RoundNet, you know that defense is kind of the hype. It's really fun to watch. Body defense, touches off the net, everything. So Graham Showalter is going to be a really fun team to watch.
Yeah, and as far as Texas players go, Nick Noguez might have a reputation for putting his body on the line more than almost any other player. I haven't had the pleasure of seeing a lot of Chase Meyer play, but I'm sure he's trying to match the level that Nick puts out. A ton of energy out of him, and I'm excited to see what they bring in this first matchup of the morning. Everyone's a little groggy, getting the coffee in them, and these guys are going to bring some fire. So I'm excited to jump into the action in just a few moments. And we're sorting out the serving order here. Looks like Nick Noguez may have the serve first. And we've got Noah Luskis helping out on the observing.
All right, looks like good spirits all around. Teams high-fiving and PJ to serve.
Just open up with a drop, trying to feel out that defensive touch. Whoa.
Yep, that's what I was expecting. That's
yeah, just some
really
explosive
quick
plays.
Touch. Yep, very entertaining to watch, and a lot of skill that goes into a quick touch like that.
First one rolls up high. Second serve, another drop, but it'll be a double fault to tie things up early.
Showalter likely opting for a put-on serve, but early in the day it's kind of easy to miss drop serves, put-on serves like that.
Yeah, and already with one defensive conversion, they're probably game for just feeling out what the offensive team is going to put together, try to learn some tendencies, and then later in the game, we know that Peter John is able to rip out some harder serves, so just hold those in the back pocket more likely than not.
Yeah.
Graham with the jam. And
so Graham goes for a quick body touch, and he does get a touch, that's optimistic for the future, but hopefully next time that'll go up.
Yeah, looked like he and Showalter as recovery sets coming in unsuccessfully, but on their defensive scheme there, maybe both covering the same angle, not opening up to one another. Really important when you're playing that team defense to play off of one another and get that second touch. But a good break there from Noguez. Couple more just drop serves, feeling out the space, and Noguez playing way too close to that there. A little bit of contact with Showalter. It looks like he was hit near his eye and shaken up. Probably just trying to talk over the spacing there. And for those wondering, for Showalter on the hit, there's the no-hit zone in play this year, right? So he's got to stay out of that zone as he's finishing his motion. That's why he looks like he's falling sideways. If you've watched Peter John Showalter in broadcast past, you may have seen him hit that big tweener where he just does a big push-up over that. You can't do that anymore with a no-hit zone. So
unless you're 8 foot tall.
Unless you're 8 feet tall. Peter John, he's close. I think he's about 7'9", coming on the listings. Is that serve? Noguez is not 7 feet tall, so that's going to be high on him. Yeah, another put on.
Yeah. Yeah, that put on likely means that Showalter and Graham believe in their defense, and they are expecting to get some touches this game.
And you even see Noguez really falling over, not in a comfortable spot setting-wise from Meyer. So even if it's not getting a defensive touch, it looks like the offense for Noguez and Meyer is a little bit struggling.
Yeah, so that serve right there, it came to Graham right around his shoulder level, and the call was high. So if the serve hits the receiver above their shoulder, that serve can be ruled high.
Right, that being a new rule this year. Used to be the ball to be fully above your outstretched hand when you were standing, but now that roll-ups or back pockets are allowed on serves, that strike zone, that limit is a little bit lower. Another offensive error there, a weak first touch from Meyer, and Noguez trying to force the two. So a couple of breaks back and forth trading early. No one with a major lead, but just 3 lead changes already as Noguez gets a nice push through the gap.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good pick-me-up for Noguez after a rim hit. Yeah, he really needs a good, strong put-away for the mental game. So I'm happy to see him with a strong hit right there.
Yeah, it's great to reset. As he then takes the lead back with a nice drop on Graham. 6-5.
From Graham, but the drop serve was just too good.
Showalter comfortable on the receive, wants to see a second.
And a rim from Noguez.
So 2 breaks for each team already. Quite a few lead changes as Showalter fakes a flango with a cross step. Another newer adjustment to serving this year is the line for serving got moved from 6 feet to 7 feet, but you can reach in. Showalter, one of the few players with a strong flango in tow, is a historical serve that you usually need to toss the ball in front of yourself. So a little bit of a buff on Showalter's flango this year, and I know he can get really good angles on it.
Yeah.
As Meyer steps out left, making use of that toss. That serve just clean, right at Graham, excuse me, is shoulder level. So another lead change.
Yeah, and that serve stayed just under the shoulder, so that's ruled clean.
Another serve in play, but settled well. Noguez finds the spot. Gets a good on after a weak set from Meyer, and the on was impressive, but the hit still was not hard to field there, as you see. Noguez slides behind Peter John Showalter, playing that blind defender spot, but Showalter's lined up for that return on the next touch. Way too easy, and a great effort from Noguez trying to dive for another one there. A little deflection through the gap, but you see Showalter and Graham adjusting from earlier where they were maybe cutting each other off there, playing off of each other a little bit more.
Yeah, and they're probably going for a defensive style, which is a really smart move. It's where both defensive players play kind of side by side and bait the hitter into hitting in between them, which last second, maybe even last millisecond, they would both jump into that position and go for the hit. This time, the hitter was able to split the defense, but maybe next time Showalter and Graham will be able to close the gap and
yeah,
touch.
As you were saying earlier with just those get-on serves, trying to feel out the team early and learn what those spots are and learn what those shots are to jump into them later at those critical junctures as we get halfway to the halfway point nearly here in game 1.
Yeah. Yeah, we have a really close game so far. 8-9, only 1 point difference. So 1 break, 2 breaks, a small serving run could mean the game right now.
Yeah, no players have really shown a flash of anything that's going to really threaten an ace. As Noguez pulls out a backhand, Texas players know well he's used that to make some very clutch aces late in some Texas round at tournaments.
Yeah, Noguez opts for more of a put-on serve. Takes a little bit of power off, but it looks like it hit side pocket.
So Graham trying to get the game back to tied. They've been hanging around, serving down 1, down about 1.5 breaks, as some might say. Well settled from Noguez and Meyer, though.
Yep.
Now about the 11-point mark, halfway here.
Yeah.
All the teams still waiting,
Yeah.
it looks like.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm waiting for one player especially to really kick off, put some strong serves on the net. And
I might have been.
It could be nerves right now. Getting to the middle of game 1.
Oh man, we were both there.
Nice diving effort from Noguez, jumping just off frame there. As I said, he loves to throw his body around.
Yeah.
And even showing up today, he was telling me on the sideline he was feeling really sore. So
Yeah.
he sets the bar really high for himself for how much he can throw his body around. As Showalter fakes left and right.
There's a touch.
Oh, and Graham
diving set
just
from
short
Graham.
just short to get that set back to net.
Yeah.
But yeah, just you see not a great set for Meyer there. Forces Noguez off center, and then Showalter just eats up the defensive touch.
Yep. Yep, and there's a 1-2-3 put away from PJ Showalter with a clean drop shot for a point.
Graham with a really unique delivery on his serves. He hits a lot of the same slots that most players do, but the way he cuts across the ball, sometimes it might jump a little more variably on that cut serve. That one, of course, not just a drop serve on second,
Yep, and we see once again a put away in between Graham and Showalter. They really need to close that gap if they want to start getting more defensive touches.
Settled well from PJ.
And that's an excellent put away from Graham. You can see his footwork, he really opened up, and then that was a really clean, more so straight or push shot from Graham for the point.
Yeah, Graham, one of a handful of players who really does not make use of his left hand particularly well, so has to really work hard with his feet to open up those shots, as you were saying.
Yeah, he compensates with really clean, quick footwork.
And Meyer a little bit off netting, and you see Showalter comfortably lining up and just trying to play that 1v1 defense across from Noguez, but Noguez wins the battle at this point. The first serve is off the rim. A little more heat for the second one, but Showalter looks comfortable. A weak set from Graham gives an opportunity, and it's not an ideal first touch from Noguez, but the set from Meyer is just nowhere near the net.
Yeah, that was a challenging first touch to get a set off of for Meyer, and he didn't quite deliver.
Yeah, you see on that angle there for that set from Graham, it was a little bit off the heel of the palm, little misset. Opens that opportunity the same way that some of the setting was for Noguez and Meyer have opened up some break opportunities here. Now serving 13-14 in game one for Graham. That one well handled and nice push.
Yeah.
And you were talking about the gap needing to be closed by Showalter Graham there. It looked like Graham maybe got boxed out by the setter and wasn't able to close around to that push shot where Showalter had the pull.
Yep, I totally agree.
Nice backhand there by Graham though. Meyer waves at it.
Yeah, Showalter to serve, and at this point in the game, Graham and Showalter really need a break if they want to send this game to extra points or potentially even win the game.
Right, it's to 21, win by 2, and currently they are receiving down 2 points. And on cue, they get a great break opportunity, a fantastic open from Showalter.
Absolutely. Yeah, and that is a really skilled shot that Showalter makes look really easy, but yeah, that was a backhand flick with a lot of topspin that just stayed so low. Makes defense really difficult.
And that serve may have been just high on Meyer. And they double check with the serve. It is going to be a fault. So here's the second serve from Showalter to Meyer. A weak pull. Graham with a drop on 2. And Showalter with a backhand cleanup. Wow. Blinken, you would have missed that entire point.
Yeah, absolutely. Wow, that was some really professional defensive touches from Showalter, and maybe some dinky hits that could have used a little bit more power.
Few placement shots there, but some great dives to try to pull those drops back up. And just like that, Showalter with another break. We're now looking at 16-15 the other way. So been about 10 or so points trading back and forth with a 2-point lead for Meyer Noguez, and right on cue. It's late game one. You need those clutch moments, and Showalter and Graham deliver. Showalter wants the block back on the net, but it doesn't have enough pace. That'll be good. Noguez knows clutch too, though. He loves that backhand for his clutch moments.
Yeah, at this point in the game, Noguez is probably feeling the heat, the pressure brought on by Graham Showalter. So I'm curious to see how they deliver, if they serve better or serve worse with the new pressure.
Yeah, and in that moment, Noguez navigates to make a fantastic recovery set over the shoulder. Meyer with a nice pull to keep things tied at 17 here in game one. Nice lefty drop fake, and we talked about Graham not being particularly strong left, so when that lefty serve is a threat, he has to jump so far wide, he gives up the space in front of him. Yeah. Big moment from Meyer there. Nice jam serve. Noguez a little dangerous there, flailing about, gets the cleats somehow all the way up to Peter John's 7'9" frame.
Yeah, potentially even contacts him in the face.
So another lead change to put Meyer Noguez back with the advantage. Showalter wants to answer, and it's a double fault.
Yeah, that's not what you want to see when you need a break toward the end of the game.
Noguez has maybe given up on the backhand for this game,
Yeah,
going for some higher percentage looks. And even higher percentage is not high enough.
Yeah, that's a good point. At this point in the game, I'm sure both teams want to put their serve on. They want to put the pressure on for the other team and make that team make the play.
Yeah, it's just a game to two. And we were talking about Meyer maybe having not the most clean sets on offense, but what he is doing really well is he's cheating to push the ball to Noguez's right hand. Noguez, of course, right hand dominant, gives him enough room to move his feet and make a good hit. Game point here for Meyer. Bit of pressure, but a nice set from Graham, and Showalter just walks around the no-hit zone like it's nothing.
Yeah, that's the perks for being tall in 2021. Now that we're using the no-hit zone, it's a little bit easier to step around the no-hit zone, move your feet, and get to a clean hit.
Yeah, and with that long frame, he can still reach pretty close to the center of the net and hit that nice backhand flick pull shot, which most players couldn't reach for. 2020, Showalter's been in this moment a million times. Gets a touch, but it's not playable for Graham. So 1,000,001 times now. Does he win into the 1,000,001th? For Noguez. Game point again here. And a nice backhand flick. You see how Graham's just even an inch or two shorter than Showalter, and he has hit that backhand in such a different way with such different footwork.
Yeah, absolutely. Here we are tied up at 21-21. Graham looking for a break.
Not trying to sell the fake too hard, just wants to play defense, and ranging left, you see him still trying to force that right hand, that dig. So Meyer, his second time serving with a game point situation. It's far, but Noguez is under it. He's got the height. Showalter gives chase off frame. Can Graham get the set? A fantastic backhand push.
Fantastic, and that is a crucial point for Graham Showalter because that would have meant the game.
Yeah, check out PJ running 25 feet off net. Game one on the line, and cool as a cucumber.
And in round net terms, we call that set from Graham a dimer.
Absolutely.
Right over the net. That's exactly what you want to see.
Yeah. Makes Showalter look way too good, but credit all around as they make that clutch play. And they dig the short set there. Showalter under rotates on the pole, maybe trying to close that gap that we've been talking about with that funnel a little too early, and he left the door on the back door wide open.
Yeah. It's a very smart hit.
It's a weak first touch. Showalter's got to make a big time set. And Graham is under it, but he can't get back in time to make that push.
Yeah, that was a good set from Showalter, but still a difficult hit when the set is so high.
Right, you're hanging down in game one. You're down a couple points, and you give up enough break point opportunities, and the clutch plays all around. You're putting your back against the wall for too long there. Welcome back to Championship Sunday here in Richmond for the Spikeball Tour Series. I'm Ben Dantowitz with Ali Rogers, and we've got Game 2 of the Premier Semifinals starting right now.
We saw a really close game one, ended in extra points. What do you think we're going to see for game two? Do you think it'll be close again, or do you think one team will shine?
It's a great question. I think in particular we saw the fireworks going off from about 15-15 towards the end of the game. I'm curious to see if anyone sets the tone in game two. Could be either team. If Meyer and Noguez set the tone early, they could put Showalter and Graham away, and very much the opposite could happen, and we'd be seeing ourselves in game three in short order. Graham and Showalter had a lot of great defensive opportunities that they didn't convert on in game one. That's the difference between winning by 5 points and losing by 2.
Absolutely. And sometimes you can see the momentum carry over from a game. So Meyer and Noguez took game one. I'm curious to see if they're going to bring some extra momentum, extra heat into game two.
Yeah, you see Meyer and Noguez also doing a similar type funnel there. Noguez trying to push the ball towards Meyer, but no luck there off his knee. One other thing that should be of note in game one is first serve percentage. A lot of double faults and even just some put-on serves just to get the ball in play. If either team can get hot on the ball and make their first serves, that's going to lead to the pressure and just easy defensive opportunities. As we see Showalter prove me right, double fault early in game two.
Yeah, absolutely. Players tend to swing a little bit harder on their first serve because they have the second serve option as a backup. So when players are missing their first serve, likely the serving pressure is down.
And you see Meyer there make a great left serve on his first, but a good recovery set and hit. And Meyer just in the wrong spot defensively. Should have been an easy dig, as you see here. Showalter's just tapping that ball on. You can't get beat short when the players are that far off net and off balance.
Yeah.
Little cardinal rule of thumb. But
Drop
another put on
serve.
serve, yeah. Fantastic recovery set from Graham.
We
Wow.
love to see plays like that. That was an excellent diving set from Graham. Straight back to the net for an easy put away from Showalter.
Yeah, so those extra, 4 or 5 touches from last game, now they're converting. Showalter makes it look easy, but it's really just Graham with a spectacular dive. Finding their spots here and taking early lead.
Another double fault from Graham Showalter. Yeah, we'll see if Meyer and Noguez can fire back with a serve that goes on the net. They do.
Well handled, and we were talking about the pressure that you can get on those first serves. It's good to see Noguez, after stepping away from it at the end of game 1, trying to put on that lower percentage, higher power backhand serve to go to opponents' left hands, but he's still yet to find it on the net this game or series. Showalter finds his cut serve on first, and that's going to be a quick ace. Puts them up 3 now, 6-3 in game 2. So that tone set it by Showalter Graham is you see another serve, a reverse cut.
Yeah, that is an
just
incredible
clean, no
duo.
touch ace.
Right, one serve cut so far to the receiver's right hand, the other to the receiver's left.
Yeah, and now players are just left guessing as Showalter is, it seems, warmed up here in the match, up 4 points.
Drop serve.
Just a heat check. Might have been side pocket. But the observer rules the ball did not move side to side off that side of the net.
Yeah, so that's really difficult. Meyer and Noguez elected not to play the serve because they thought it was side pocket. But as you saw, the observer ruled the serve clean, which is really difficult because Meyer and Noguez had the ball up. They could have made the play because it was so borderline, but they chose to forgo.
Right, and Noguez is there for the touch, so it's an interesting, I'd say, mental error where you've just seen Showalter ace you twice and he gives you a meatball soft serve that you're getting to in time. I think even if it is a fault, I maybe just put it away and get some good feeling going into our serving set next.
Yeah, absolutely.
But instead it's another point given away, and now it's a 5-point deficit.
Graham with a touch off the net. Showalter with a good set.
And another backhand. They continue to set a cross net, run, dive, backhand, point.
Yeah, and that's an excellent, excellent strategy to go for backhand hits because players often run around to take away the strong right-handed hit, not the backhand.
And now down 6. Meyer Noguez haven't stopped the bleeding yet, but they're stopping the clock for a moment. They take their 60-second timeout. Want to talk things over briefly.
Returning to the field after a timeout. Hopefully they've collected themselves, and yeah, I'd love to see them stop the bleeding, maybe even make this game a little bit closer, a little bit more competitive.
Graham keeps the ball in play, and it's a rimmed hit. We talked about those sets being a little off net, and that Noguez or Meyer are just forcing each other to hit with their right hand.
Yeah.
It seems that Graham Showalter have figured that out, and now they're sensing the pressure offensively. They're sensing they have to hit a really good hit, and instead of hitting a really good hit, they're just missing rim going for that low percentage kill shot.
Yep.
Double fault there for a quick reprieve, though.
Yeah. Noguez with a strong serve. And a defensive touch, but it goes over and behind Meyer.
Showalter had at least 3 breaks last time on the ball. Looking for a defensive touch here instead of an ace, though. And a nice deception there by Meyer. He keeps his hips really closed the whole time. He doesn't even turn all the way around to get that pull shot off. Really tricky technical shot there. Puts his first serve on with some pace, but it's handled too well. Showalter looks way too comfortable, a walk in the park.
Yeah, and Showalter probably should be comfortable. He is a 3-time national champion. And yeah, this is a smaller stage than he's been on in the past.
Yeah, he's playing with a 7-point lead as well.
True.
So got to be feeling good on all fronts. But they are down a game, and they do need to win this one to push to game 3 against Meyer Noguez, who picked the ball back up, 7-13. Graham thinking about playing the fault just to add insult to injury.
Noguez goes for more so of a put-on serve or a drop, and yeah, it's a miss.
And so at this point of the game now, down 14-7, Meyer and Noguez surely are thinking about saving that energy, saving the serves and looks they might be showing for those key breaks. Save them for game 3, where you're not going to come back from now 8 down as Showalter gets, not sure if this is scored as an ace, but it sure feels like one when you get beat wide like this and have a weak set and recovery.
Yeah.
To put them up 15-7. Good dive there from Noguez. I always say it hurts when you hear things like someone saying, hey, is it 5-7 or is it 8-5? And it's not 8-5, it's 8-15 as you're saying the score. And you're not up 3. You're actually down 7 now for Meyer. Who's still swinging hard, trying to put on some first serve type pressure.
Yep, and that's an excellent opened up hit from Graham. Yeah, a lot of players would expect him to swing hard and pull toward his hip, but he opened it up with a really creative put away.
Yeah, giving up a body along the way, just diving across the no-hit zone to make that angle happen. But Meyer with a nice return of his own.
Yeah.
Clean put away. Similar push to there to open up through the gap. Curious to see if Noguez is trying to find his backhand serve in time for game 3, or if it's just all hope is lost for today, and it's just the, he's not finding those squares on the net today.
Looks like the players are debating a rim call and going to the observer, who called rim.
Yeah, so Showalter there trying to make that backhand flick as he steps through the net. Just maybe split second off on the timing. Ball's a little too low. Speaking of balls being low, that one very much the opposite from Noguez.
Drop serve. Yeah, and we see Graham Showalter give Meyer and Noguez a little taste of their own medicine with hitting the ball right in between the two defensive players. Showalter swinging for a reverse cut serve, one of the more complicated serves in the game. And then again, one of the least complicated serves in the game.
Yeah.
Nice
little gentle one, a little casual serve.
Yep.
Just testing out the waters, seeing if anyone's there to return.
Yep.
But Meyer Noguez maybe not fully checked out despite being very much out of this one. Down 6. Some wind just started rolling into town as Noguez gives chase, and he tries to line it up. Oh.
Yeah, that play so far off the net, but sometimes those are returned and they make for really fun plays to watch.
And in particular, when you return those, the defense on the other side is usually not mentally prepared. They're thinking the point's over, the ball's not being returned from that far.
Exactly.
In this windy scenario, it seems like that windy gust was just fleeting though, so nothing to worry about on the offensive series on the next point.
Yeah. So we see Meyer and Noguez serving 12-18 right now. They need to make some magic happen late in the game.
Yeah, you see Nick Noguez still throwing his body around. Not sure if it's maximum effort, but it sure seems like quite a good team running around at this stage of the game.
Yeah.
Maybe just trying to feel out that timing of when Graham is hitting that hit to line it up for game 3 at this point. Maybe he gets that touch in that critical deciding rubber match. So we see Showalter go back to the tried and true casual serve, generates a touch and a clean put away from Graham.
Yeah.
Now up 20-12. So 8 opportunities to put away this game.
Yeah, that looked like it could have been a little bit of a checked out play. The serve wasn't very difficult, but still, it was a hit on 2 and a fairly easy defensive up from Graham.
Yeah, it's the same thing where you actually saw that set from Meyer was actually pretty centered over the net.
Yeah.
Noguez and Meyer hadn't been setting a lot of the balls over the net. They were setting mostly off net to each other's right hands. And those are pretty easy to read for a team as experienced as Graham Showalter. For Noguez and Meyer, they're setting pretty well over the middle of the net. They need to adjust their footwork with the no-hit zone to make sure they can reach in. They don't have the same wingspan that Showalter and Graham have.
Yeah.
But that's going to open the angles to make the clean hits and not give up those easy touches in game 3.
Yeah. Yeah, so game 2, a bit of a wash. Graham Showalter really showed up and they took it.
They set the tone very early, which was exactly what they had to do. Just take all the pressure off, punt things to game 3, kind of lull Nick Noguez and Chase Meyer into a sense that there's no coming back, down 5, 6, 7 points at one point in the middle of that game. And for game 3, it's going to have to be more of the same for Graham Showalter. And Noguez and Meyer had quite a few touches and opportunities in game 1. We saw very little of that, very few strong first serves in play from them in game 2. So we'll see if the story of game 3 is more like 1 or 2, and that should decide this Premier Semifinals matchup. Welcome back to the Richmond Tour Stop. We're here for the Spikeball Tour Series Premier Semifinals. I'm Ben Nantos, Valley Rogers, and we're coming back for game 3 of the Premier Semifinals with Graham Showalter and Meyer Noguez. They're about to get action underway. Looks like Meyer's first to serve. That's Chase Meyer. Meyer and Noguez, of course, playing out of Texas. Graham Showalter out of primarily Virginia these days.
That's right.
So a little bit of the hometown team today in Richmond. Meyer puts it up and high somehow over Peter Showalter's 7-9 frame. A nice soft touch there from Meyer.
Yeah, that's an excellent play from Meyer.
Yeah, they must be watching the Twitch stream, as we said at the end of game 2. Meyer and Noguez need to be converting more of those defensive touches like they did in game 1.
Absolutely right.
Starting out right on cue.
Yeah, and you can really see the team chemistry there. It's not always easy to.
As Noguez gets airborne for a set.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Okay, love to see a play like that.
Whew.
Wow.
Wow.
So
Love to see that Twitch clip later. That was so high from Noguez.
yeah,
Fully like waist high on the dive. Whew. He's energized. And Graham looking to put the second one in play.
Short.
It's a weak hit, but a weaker first touch from Graham off frame.
yeah, it looked like he lost it a little bit. He wasn't watching the ball as it came down, and it was just a botched touch.
Oh, and a little bit of a slip there.
Yeah, that's an excellent put away. Bit of a reach from Peter John Showalter, but a really, really smooth flick that he needed in order to get that point.
Yeah, we saw Showalter have a couple of clean aces, forehands, both cut and reverse cut, and a couple of breaks generated on defense with those nice gentle, those casual serves.
Yeah.
It always hurts when you're trying to put those casual ones in play and they just fall short of the net.
Yep. I think we just saw one of those.
Yeah. I think it hurts a little more for someone like Peter John Showalter, though.
Yeah, I think so too. And I think we're seeing a lot of backhand hits from Graham and Showalter. That might be one of their strategies to avoid the defense picking up one of their hits.
Nice touch from Showalter. Clean right at Graham, and Graham, nice easy set back. And as you were saying, from earlier in game 1, when Noguez and Meyer had a lot of good touches, they were running blind around the back of the player and getting those forehand push and pull shots. They have not adjusted to the backhand scheme that they're running now for Graham and Showalter, so this might be too little too late, but you'd think they'd analyze those tendencies a little more at this level of play.
Yeah, it's hard to be in the game with motivation and presence, but still take note of these of the times you're getting beat and how you're getting beat.
Yeah, for the most part, you're just worrying about that execution, taking that time to re-strategize. A soft touch there from Noguez. As you see him get the hand and then the foot touch.
Yeah.
It's to Meyer's left hand, and they're talking if the hit was rim or not rim. They go to observers, and Luskis signals it was rim. He's holding his fist up to the arm. That means the ball is hitting that bar.
Yeah.
But a great effort there from Noguez, flying around, almost getting the play of the month there early in September.
Yeah, absolutely. We'd love to see athleticism like that with a quick touch and then a set with the foot.
as we were saying, you know, sometimes it's not strategies, just execute, execute.
Absolutely.
A clean touch, and Noguez unable to extend and get the ball back up. It's over the fingertips,
Yeah.
but he's popping back up. Looks like he didn't fall too hard on that wrist.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's a beautiful, traditional Peter John Showalter touch, defensive touch, straight up in the air. Gives his teammate a lot of time to get underneath it and give a short, composed set straight to the net.
Right on, straight to your partner. And I think the Peter John Showalter trademark, of course, is the hand is a little bit behind the head.
Yeah.
He's almost reaching behind himself to get that clean touch up.
Absolutely.
He does it unlike anybody else. It's ridiculous.
He does. Yeah, it's a bit bizarre. But yeah, it seems to work really well.
Meyer right at Graham. And they get forced back to the forehand, but Noguez is busy diving for the pull, probably rightfully so, but Meyer is not quite funneling enough to maybe get a body deflection to Noguez there. They've got to be collapsing on that gap, that funnel we've been talking about. It's one thing to funnel, but you got to close on the gap. As speaking of gaps,
yeah, that was an excellent spinny cut serve from Graham.
No
Clean
touch ace on Meyer, puts them up 3 now, 8-5 in game 3.
Yeah, and another serve with strong pressure.
And Graham playing defense around their hit zone, maybe it's a body block back on. They're trying to check if they've got a perspective on no hit zone infraction.
Yeah, we're watching it in the replay now.
Clean or not, I'll have a fun time watching this back. And might have been too close to call there for the observer. Luskis didn't have a perspective, so when the call goes to the observers, what happens if they don't have a perspective is it's just an automatic replay, so it's going to be 8-5 again. And translation, if you don't know what replays mean, it means bonus round. We get to watch more content, so I'm okay with that.
I'm okay with that too. More round net sounds good to me.
Noguez goes for the push. Actually, it's a little lucky it rolls up into more of a pole shot there.
Yeah.
As Showalter slides to the push. Gets the ball back. A nice serve from Noguez just off the inside. Might have Showalter wondering if it had clipped inside rim.
Yeah. Yeah, that was really close. It probably hit more of the near net, the pocket closest to the server, which ends up leading to a really strong serve.
And he pulls out the backhand that we were talking about a little in game 1. He found the net. It's a clean ace right off Showalter's hand into the ground.
Yeah.
Tie game, a 3-point run there for Meyer Noguez.
Come on. Oh, why are you going for your feet? Don't throw it. Don't pass the stream.
Noguez making sure to stay level-headed there.
Yeah.
Get a little heated up. You see the passion, but also good on him to execute and also stay level-headed enough to get back to the game.
Yeah, Noguez with some really good speed and athleticism getting to that defensive play. He got to the ball, but the touch just didn't go up.
Yeah, he's one of those top players when it comes to being ready to just throw the body out there and commit. He's very much into the points. Speaking of into the points, Showalter making it look easy. Little flango attack back.
Yeah, come on. You got it.
Graham puts it off net, and it's a diving effort to drop it on.
Wow.
Just a bit short. You see Showalter trying to struggle, make that set facing the sun. It's a little tricky with the distance there.
Yeah.
Wow, Noguez flying over the no-hit zone.
Yeah.
Fantastic save for the hold.
Yep, and another set from Graham to Peter John Showalter's backhand. And Noguez and Meyer just weren't there. They seemed to be covering.
It's especially tricky when Showalter's jumping across to slide around that space
Yep.
in time, because Showalter's taking up so much of that critical, not just the space around the net, but also the no-hit zone. It's such a central area where the closer you are to that, the faster you can cut those angles off. And by taking up that space on offense, the defense is left helpless.
Yeah, absolutely.
But now 10-10 here for Meyer Noguez. Noguez trying to find some more magic. Stay hot.
Up.
He gets the first touch. And Meyer puts the ball way off net. One thing tactically is Noguez is staying on the wrong side of the net there. He wants to get to the across from where the set's coming from. Otherwise, he's forced to make that wild over-the-shoulder hit. He can't really see the ball coming in as well.
Yeah, but it was a quick set to the opposite side of the no-hit zone, and it's really difficult for a hitter to use. Yeah, it's really hard for a hitter to either run to the other side of the no-hit zone or leap and avoid it at the same time.
That's why usually if you get the ball across the net, you want to be running and rotating so you're facing across from the ball. That way you can kind of track it in a little more effectively, even with that maybe errant set from Meyer. As you see Showalter answer Meyer's backhand clean put away. Meyer maybe reading some of the same offensive playbook as Graham Showalter. It's just all backhands.
Yeah, 12-11, really close game right in the middle of the game. Graham to serve. We see the first serve hit pocket.
Graham has been dropping his second serves early in the game. He's going to continue to do so, but this one, again, you got to feel bad putting that drop on serve. He's not trying to ace, where sometimes drop serves you may be faking and trying to get a lot of backspin or put the ball really, really soft. He's just trying to tap that on very casually.
Yeah.
So those extra serving opportunities are going to hurt later on.
Yep.
But a good effort from Graham there. Meyer making sure to not cause any more contact. We had a little bit of brushes up in game one.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, I'm happy to see that. Feet are more so staying down, not close to faces.
Showalter starting with his left foot over right here. Not his favorite stance. Just going for the casual tap on serve. Play some defense. And a great fake there. Meyer opens up his hips. Very patient on the push there.
That was a really good fake. You saw the set dropped a little bit outside of the net, which leads to traditionally a more challenging hit. But yeah, that was a really good put away.
And Meyer Noguez just not finding the backhands even when they're popped up for free from Showalter. Not a great offensive touch and spike there from him.
No,
but
that wasn't the cleanest hit I've ever seen. Definitely let some space for a defensive touch, but yeah, defense just wasn't there.
Yeah, we gave credit to Noguez for being a really hungry player, ready to commit and dive for every ball.
Absolutely.
It actually looked like Meyer was maybe expecting Noguez to actually already be there for how quick and speedy he might be. And it was certainly Meyer's ball. He was a step away and just watched it fall to the ground. Always a bad feeling.
And there we saw a hit on two, which is, a lot of newer players start out not using all three hits. They start using a lot of hits on two. But once you get into more professional level, you'll see teams a lot of times opting to use that third hit.
Yeah, nice hard second serve. Graham has to go high for Meyer. Meyer gives chase, but he can't get around the ball. A small gust of wind maybe pushing that a few extra inches down the field too.
Yeah, we felt the wind kick up right during that play.
Right on the spike.
In favor of Graham's boom ball.
He was hitting downwind just by a smidge. And Showalter here serving 15-14, of course, a game to 21, but you have to have a 2-point advantage to win. The drop serve put on Meyer this time hits the pole. Showalter staying on the push that he hit last time, but Graham too far behind the blind spot.
Yeah, Graham Showalter just nowhere to be seen close to that hit.
They play the rim, and it's a backhand, couple quick touches, but no real attempt to attack the ball back on defense for Meyer.
Yeah, Meyer and Noguez, it looks like they have adapted to Graham and Showalter opting to use so many backhand hits, but still the touch did not go up enough for them to convert the point.
Graham just clipping the rim there.
Second serve from Graham.
Makes the tap on. And you see Meyer continuing to force the ball to Nick Noguez's right hand, and that funnel is getting tighter and tighter and tighter from Graham Showalter. They're going to get that touch. It's just a matter of when, not if.
Yeah.
As long as the sets continue to be that far off the net. Noguez.
Yeah,
Noguez hits a backhand. Maybe a little discussion on, was it side pocket? Was it good? Quick discussion. Maybe a check with the observer. It's a clean signal. And now a huge break point there to give them a lead. First lead change in some time. 17-16 of Meyer Noguez.
Yeah, that was a very, very strong and needed serve from Noguez.
And a little discussion there. I think a side pocket was called. Definitely not high. Again, Peter John Showalter registering in at 7'9" today.
Maybe 8'9".
Maybe 8'9". Apologies. Sorry. 8'9". That one high on Nick Noguez. He's only 5'9". Showalter looking to answer and get the lead back. A little bit of a fake to pressure on the drop, but well dug. Noguez is quick.
Yeah.
He's excited to maintain that lead and give Meyer a chance to put them up 2 here. In these crunch point game 3 opportunities. Meyer's had a lot of success to the left.
Yeah. Meyer going for the lefty and missing the whole net.
Yeah.
But a strong second serve.
He also had the success of the lefty drop. Nick gives chase off frame, and Meyer's got the set. Nick taps on, but Graham's settled under it. And it's, get this, a backhand put away from Graham Showalter.
Absolutely. That is
Haven't seen that before.
Beautiful rally.
This is a fantastic set for Meyer, though. Plenty of height. It's just too hard for Noguez to actually challenge them defensively for the next touch is the challenge.
Yeah.
And you see how Showalter and Graham just settle under it. PJ's got short, Joel's got long. 1, 2, 3, backhand.
Yeah, and it looks like Meyer and Noguez are just not ready for that mid-rally backhand hit.
And a lot of even just first series offensive backhand hits too.
Yeah, I think
They haven't
they're
done
learning.
many,
They're getting
if
closer.
any. Nice push from Noguez though. They know the game they're playing. They're playing put the ball in the right hand and make the decision, execute on the push, execute on the pull, maybe the occasional drop.
Yeah.
That one there, Showalter actually kind of got boxed out of the pull shot. Some good footwork there from Noguez to kind of open up more angles there.
Another very,
Noguez is
very
getting
clean
close.
hit.
Noguez is getting close, but
He is,
he's just
yeah.
he's not going to the spot.
Yeah, and this is a score that I think we're pretty familiar with. We saw this in game 1,
Yep.
tied up late in the game, with Meyer and Noguez with 1 break ahead.
Yeah, Showalter, you see him thinking about the serve. He's visualizing. He's going backhand. No, he's going, or probably not backhand. Probably faking
Probably
flango.
not.
Stepping out for the flango and then going forehand.
Mm-hmm.
More comfortable stance here. Doesn't find it, so it's 2019.
No, that's a rare attempt at a difficult serve for serve 2 from Showalter. He's been putting a lot of drop serves and
He
putting
has
serves
been. Yeah,
on.
he knows it's crunch time though, and it's 2019 match point for Nick Noguez to serve, and it's a clean no-touch ace. Fantastic pull by him. Graham gives chase, but can't quite get it.
Wow, and that was exactly the serve that Noguez was looking for and swinging for.
Just a fantastic, probably seeded upset as far as expectations go for Graham Showalter. Them,
Yeah.
I think in the latest power rankings coming in at number 12. For Meyer Noguez, not a formal team, but a bit of a mashup. Fantastic effort from them,
Yep,
getting a big
absolutely.
upset. They'll advance to the Premier Finals, playing against the winner of, I believe, Bull City. That's Anthony Damon, Juan Ruiz, and mashup team Pocket Aces, which is Nick Mesa and Donald Fung. So if you want to check out that action, they're over on Flango. But wow, like, what a treat.
What a
3
treat.
tight games. Well, 3 exciting games,
3
1
exciting
not so tight game.
Absolutely. Yeah, so fun to watch.
All right, well, thank you guys for tuning into that one. We're going to check in with the Contender Series in just a few minutes. We'll be back in about 5 to show you the Contender Finals matchup. If you want to see who's advanced to the finals, that's also on flango.io/2021 Richmond.